we've been playing over the last few years quite a bit. I would say we started back in started getting more active back in 2010. It all kind of started. We got offered to play a festival in Europe, in France, called the Paris Extreme Hardcore Fest. And so we got flown out to Paris. We played one show with Agnostic Front and Scarhead, big festival. And from there, I think the word got around that we were playing again. So we got an offer to do Sound and Fury that year, which we did. And then the end of the year, we did a week-long East Coast tour. From then, going into 2011, we started touring more aggressively. We went to Japan at the beginning of the year. Then we did a tour of South America. We headed over to Europe, and then ended 2011 with a tour of Mexico. So we were really active in 2011, and then we basically decided that if we were going to continue playing, that we should write a new record and have new material and just, you know, a new representation of the band in 2012, you know. I think we definitely went into the writing of the record wanting to write just a straightforward, heavy, aggressive, in-your-face hardcore record, and you know, that's what we did. It's hard, it's energetic, you know, it's fast. You know, songs aren't super long, but it's still hooky, and musically, I wanted to write a record that would, you know, inspire me as a 19-year-old, you know, 19-year-old me. Like, what record would I want to hear, and what would make me excited, you know? And really, it's like I wanted to capture what I thought was the true spirit and essence of hardcore. And you know, to me, I've always loved like going to shows and singing along with bands and stage diving, and you know, I wanted a record that really captured that spirit and made you want to come up front and sing along and jump off the stage and grab the mic, you know what I mean? And that's a record that we wanted to write musically. Lyrically, I would say it's a little bit different. I mean, the theme of the record, you know, Witness a Rebirth is a theme that I would say goes through the whole record, starting from the first song, Torn Apart, into Carry the Torch, which Witness a Rebirth, the line is from. Torn Apart is basically addressing, I would say, a lot of the negativity, the violence, and you know, a lot of the ugliness that has kind of forced its way into the hardcore scene over the years. And it's basically saying, like, you could stand there and do nothing and let the whole hardcore scene implode, or you could stand up and say you're not going to take it anymore, and you could do your best to rebuild and make the hardcore scene the place that it should be. You know, it's like, I feel like everybody involved in punk rock, involved in hardcore, like they grew up into this, you know, they got into this kind of music because they grew up being the outcast. And I feel like, you know, a hardcore show it's not a place where you should come and feel like people are talking shit about you and feel scrutinized by the way you look, the way you dress, the bands you like. You know, I feel like it's a place where the outcast can come, be themselves, feel accepted, and you know, it's really like a community. Basically, you know, to me, Terror is one of my all-time favorite hardcore bands, but I think they're really one of the bands that are carrying the, you know, the true spirit and sound of hardcore to the new generation. You know, they're bringing that sound to the new kids. And you know, if I always said, like, if Strife was an active band now, we would sound like Terror. And you know, I think you definitely hear that in our new record as well. But so yeah, so I've known Nick for a long time. I'm a big fan of a lot of the records he produced in the past, whether it was Piece by Piece or Backtrack. And I knew when we were recording this record that we had to work with a producer that really understood the sound we were going for and would be able to capture the sound, the energy, the spirit. And Nick was my first choice. So I let him know we were writing some songs, and you know, he was 100% down to do it, and we just worked around his schedule and made it happen. And you know, we're super happy with how the record came out. Nick did a great job, and we definitely recommend any band to work with him. Or you know, I could definitely say I'd work with him again, 100%. One of my all-time favorite drummers from one of my all-time favorite bands. He's also a great friend of mine. You know, I've known Igor since 1996. So playing with him was awesome. The writing process on this record was a lot different. We didn't sit in a rehearsal studio practicing these songs over and over. You know, the first time we really played these songs with a drummer was in the studio with Igor. So I think what he brought to the table was just an understanding of music, but an understanding of our band and the sound that we wanted. Like he knew exactly what we were going for, and he adapted to fit our band, fit to the style of our band. Igor just nailed it, and great creative drummer. And you know, he took our ideas and made them 10 times better. And you know, it was amazing working with him. He will not be touring with us. Craig from Ignite's playing with us right now. I would obviously love to play live with Igor, and it could happen at some point. I would really not say a tour could probably ever happen. He plays in Cavalier Conspiracy. He has a band called Mix Hell. He lives in Brazil. So he's a very, very busy guy, and just the fact that he could take the time to record with us was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, for us, putting out this record was a lot due to the shows that we were playing. I mean, we did so much touring over the last year and a half that we were playing through the same set list with songs off One Truth and This Defiance, and it was like, well, we want to give the kids something more than just these songs over and over and over again every single time that we come and play their state or their country. And if they listen to this record, and if kids aren't up front at a hardcore show singing along while we're playing, I probably wouldn't even really want to do the show. I want them in our faces, like going off. I want to look out and just see kids totally appreciating what we put out, because that is it for us. We feed off of what the crowd's giving back to us, you know. And I mean, hardcore participation at hardcore shows, the energy that's involved with that is what drives us to do what we do, because we want to be there and we want to play for them. I mean, that's just one of the main reasons that I even still do this band, is to be able to get up there, play these songs, and just look and see how it's affecting the kids that came out to the shows.
I don't know if I can yet. I'm not sure. Basically, Bobby's been a friend and fan of the band for a long time. I let him know we were doing a new record, and if he was interested in doing something with us, he said yes. So far, they premiered our video for Torn Apart yesterday on their website, and we have a cool little project in the works with them that should be done probably next month. And I don't want to give it away yet. I'm going to let Bobby reveal it and do what he wants to do with it. So it's pretty much under wraps right now. I don't even know if the whole band knows what we're going to do. But But you know, as strange as it sounds for some people, it makes sense. And I think a brand like the Hundreds supporting hardcore is a good thing. Like, you know, hardcore isn't gonna grow if you think it's your secret club that you don't want anyone to hear about. You know what I mean? It's only gonna grow if you get more people involved. And I think it takes, you know, someone like Bobby and the Hundreds, you know, saying, you know what, this is a movement I believe in. This is something I want to work for. This is something that I want to see grow. And so this is Andrew from Strife. You're watching Action Recon.
This is Chad from Strife, and you're watching Action Recon.